All right, we'll go Antonio. We'll take garlic, whip, and only healing items, and we'll see if we can do it. No promises though, but it's gonna be a pure defensive build. Let's go with... Let's go with Gallo Tower. We're gonna go starting with Saraband of Healing because reasons. Okay, Hollow Heart. My biggest concern is can I even like force the items that I want? I don't even know if I can force that. We will try though. Have I ever done Bone Zone? Full Curse? Without any power-ups? No. I typically don't play without power-ups, but maybe we can do some of those in the future. Let's do it. I'm gonna take armor. Armor seems like a defensive. So, is Rune Tracer valid as a defensive item? I think that Rune Tracer qualifies, right? Because it increases the knockback, or it has that effect. I'm gonna loop, because I'm doing the challenge, I'm going to loop Rune Tracer in there, because it is a defensive option. So then the build will be Whip, Garlic, Lancet, Laurel, Rune Tracer. Is there a fifth weapon that fits the defensive-oriented build? I don't know. He said healing, but I'm gonna modify that a bit to say, because like I can't like magic wand. I don't know. Thank you, Bubblegum Dango, for the follow. Book, is book considered defensive? I can't take flowers unless it randomly shows up. If flower shows up, I will auto pick it. No, the problem is I need 6 weapons. I can't like force the game to only give me 5 weapons. I mean, all of these are technically defensive if you believe hard enough. I'm gonna go with yeah, there's Lancet. I'm going to go. How about this? We will save it for the end. We will try to get. Now, Labora's too strong. Labora would just make the game too easy. Labora would make the game too easy. I'm gonna take cooldown because it's neither offensive nor defensive. It is just simply increasing what you already have. Pentagram. What about Pentagram? Is Pentagram defensive? I don't think Pentagram's defensive. And I will even go one step further. I will not pick up on any ground accessories. I think Pentagram could theoretically be considered defensive if I don't get Gorgeous Moon. Okay, we got Rune Tracer. Let's just see though. If we get flowers, we'll take it, man. If we get their RNG to pick up the flowers, we'll take it. I'm not above. So Duplicator seems like an aggressive item. I feel like Wings is much more defensive. Would you agree with that? I think Wings is more defensive than Duplicator. If you look at defensive options, I think it's gotta be Wings. I think it's Wings and Tiragisu would be the ultimate defensive setup, right? So we'd have extra health, extra armor, extra healing, extra revives, and then Wings. This would be like the defensive, the pure defensive setup. Maybe Spellbinder could be justified because it would only affect Bible if we can't get the flowers. Or it would affect, so no spinach. Spinach is not allowed. Or it would affect the Bible if we get the Bible to make the Bible more protective. And I feel like, I guess Rune Tracer would be a little bit longer. The best defense is a good offense. No, a best offense is a good offense, I think is the official saying. Right? Isn't that right? A good offense is a good offense. The best offense is the best offense. So the best defense would therefore be the best defense. I don't think that the best offense is the best defense is factually correct. I think there would be plenty of cases in most situations where the best defense would be better than the best offense for defense. So you would if you had a choice between pentagram and Bible, which one of those to you screams defensive? I think Bible. I think Bible feels much more defensive than pentagram. I think that's also the consensus in chat. I mean, even Rune Tracer's like on the line, right? Like Rune Tracer's here because it evolves with armor and has a knockback when you get touched. So I think we will pick either. We will pick either Bible or we will pick the flowers in the extremely rare case that they show up. Skulls are not defensive. They are the opposite of defensive. They are like a taunt. It's like the skull is what Mr. Miyagi was trying to get out of Daniel. Oh, don't ban. The skull is what Mr. Miyagi was trying to explain to Daniel is everything wrong with Cobra Kai. A lot of knockback, yeah. Thank you, Gok Addict or Gotch Addict 123. The only 1% I've seen is the cart. I've seen everything except for flowers, but flowers are relatively new. I saw, what was it, guys? It was like 2 carts and 2 bones in the same run during a leaderboard attempt. It was the wildest thing you've ever seen. We weren't supposed to sweep the leg. No, I think it was not sweep on, sweep off. I think it was wax on, wax off is the correct term. And I don't believe you're waxing your opponent's leg with your leg. That seems a little bit naughtier than the type of waxing that Mr. Miyagi was going for. Not to say that in an entirely consensual situation, a wax on, wax off between legs might not be enjoyable. I don't think it's what Mr. Miyagi was going for. Sometimes the best defense is off-sense citronella. It's what? Also, I'm pretty sure sweep the leg isn't even... Sweep the leg is not even a Karate Kid thing, is it? Is sweep... Maybe... Is it in the sequels? Is it sweep the leg from something else? I don't associate sweep the leg with Karate Kid. It's the first one? When does he say sweep the leg? The best defense is pocket sand. In the final tournament? Is my memory that bad? He injures his leg. I know he... But I don't think he tells him sweep the leg. I think he just tells him to hurt him or something. Because the crane kick is obviously not sweeping the leg. That's what I think. I think he says go for the leg. I don't think he says sweep the leg. My memory is more go for the leg than sweep the leg. Why did you start your stream early today? Because I started work at 5:30 in the morning, and I have a professional baseball game that I'm attending with my wife and kids in like 2 hours, and so I wanted to get the stream in now, and then go and not have to worry about it when I go with to the game with them. Do we have? Hold on. Do we have proof? Here's the clip. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me just grab the clip real quick. We'll open it up later. Okay, we'll listen to that later. Hold on. The video is entitled Sweep the Leg, so I'm gonna guess that we were all wrong. But no official ruling until after the run. 15 minutes plus and it's 1 FPS. Oh, serious? That's funny. Oh yeah, you can play it on the browser on itch.io. We were all wrong. No, I mean, sorry, when I say all wrong, I'm referring to completely wrong, not all of us were wrong. So I was all wrong. We were all wrong, meaning that we were completely wrong. Again, not that all of us were wrong. English is a very fickle language with lots of interpretation built in. It's a feature, not a bug, of English. Third run got Rune Tracer and the game died at 18 minutes. The hive mind of Nate. I mean, you get what you come for, guys. You sat through a 3-minute advertisement because Twitch thinks that that's what everybody wants. And so you're already committed. You watch the advertisement to get into the stream. And by the way, I have tried my best to completely eliminate all ads except for like my ad breaks when I actually go like get a water and stuff. But you can't get rid of pre-roll. It's just it's a mandatory thing. If I could get rid of pre-roll and rely entirely off of subs, I would 100% go for it. I don't really make money from the advertising anyway. It's like nothing. I think I get like 2% of my Twitch earnings is advertising. Well, okay, so this is the question. So why do people bitch about it on Twitch? Why are all the bitches on Twitch? They don't like it on Twitch because it eats your content time. This is definitely a side job. No, I have a full-time career as a supply chain technology director. Oh, I said my title. Sorry. I usually just say I work in supply chain. I don't like to say my title because it makes me sound pretentious. I work in supply chain tech. Sorry. In YouTube, you get the full content after the ad. You are waiting for the content. When you get an ad on Twitch, it is limiting the content you're going to view. It is literally eating your content. Because now I can't watch that anymore. It's gone unless I wait for the VOD. And if you switch channels on Twitch, so YouTube is checking your entire session. So go try this right now. No, not right now, because you're watching me. After we're done, jump into YouTube, go watch a video for like, watch the ad, click through the ad, and then immediately click on another video. You will not get another ad because it remembers that in your session, you recently saw an ad. In Twitch, it does not matter. If you are literally finished an advertisement, click on another stream, boom, another advertisement. It does not care. YouTube has figured out that people are willing to sacrifice some time to watch ads as long as it doesn't dramatically interrupt their entire session. Twitch has not figured that out yet. Ludwig did a video on it. Well, damn. Gotta get ahead of that content. Could have gotten all those views. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I have the type of channel that people are coming to learn about the algorithm yet. When I have 1 million subscribers, then I'll start talking about the algorithm. Yeah, so they're unskippable. They're freaking long. And if you watch one, it doesn't influence whether you're going to watch another one. It's just like the worst possible combination. That's garlic for you, man. People been hating on garlic. My video I put out today. Okay, which of these is the most defensive? Probably Lost and Found painting is going to make the most sense here. It's very defensive. Increasing and decreasing duration. Totally makes sense. I'm going to go down and grab the Spellbinder because I think that that's a pretty defensive-oriented, fairly defensive-oriented accessory here. Yeah, it's terrible. And that's also true. I think Ad Variety on YouTube, because it's linked with AdSense, which is the largest ad agency in the world. Not ad agency, but the ad managing body in the world. You just get so much more variety. And especially, I would say, when I was in Germany, it was even better. Like, I rarely saw the same ads in Germany, and they were all actually pretty interesting, even when I had to watch them. US is still not quite there yet, but like AdSense has just done such a good job, and so it makes everyone else just seem like morons in comparison. How can I get more knockback? Knockback is fixed per weapon. However, garlic reduces knockback resistance of enemies. So all enemies have at least a little bit of knockback resistance, so garlic will make all enemies knockback harder. But especially enemies that have a lot of knockback resistance, it can make all of your knockback weapons way better. Do you speak German? I don't very well, but my wife does. Lara speaks very fluently. The kids do as well. In fact, we have the kids in German lessons every week, which reminds me I need to actually schedule that for tomorrow. I think I actually may tell her we'll take a break tomorrow. Anyway, doesn't matter. They have it every week, but I just never got there. I never had to speak in German. You feel like the Twitch stream future is after 10 minutes of ads, you get 30 seconds of content? Well, and I don't know if you guys saw, maybe that was also covered in Ludwig's video, I haven't seen it, but like the intention, so not only the reality today is one thing, but the intention long term is to push more ads, is to increase the number of ads that content creators push onto their viewers. Bracer technically is a defensive term. A bracer, like you brace yourself, that's a very defensive term. So I could get behind that. And armor. But yeah, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they're thinking. It's not even, agreed's the wrong word. The problem is that they fundamentally built a model that doesn't scale properly, and rather than address the model not scaling properly, they're trying to get short-term gains through the least common denominator of possible options. It's like, it's the one that will work the fastest, because it's the easiest. The better method is fix your ad model. Make the ads better. Understand that people want to be able to like look at different things and build your ad functionality around that. Fix the model. And then if you need to find better ways to monetize, figure out how to build it into the fundamental model, not just crank up the ads and hope that people won't leave. No, I totally get that. I mean, I work for a very, very large company, and I get investors pushing for things that are not in the best long-term interest of the company or the community. Like, I totally get it. And I'm not saying that my company I work for, if you're watching, I'm not suggesting that that's how we operate, but I'm suggesting, having worked in large companies, I get that investors are going to push for short-term gains, even potentially at the expense of the company long-term. That's just the nature of investments, right? No, I mean, these are all things. These are all things. They could do sidebars. They could do... they could do more like integrated sponsorships, where the sponsor, you know, is embedded in the video. It's part of the content. and YouTube takes a cut of sponsorship agreements. I'm not saying that that's what they should do, but I'm saying there's a lot more that you can do than just crank up the ads to have a sustainable business model. And the problem is, while in general gaming and gaming related entertainment is increasing, it's not necessarily reflected in the growth on Twitch, and it's going to get worse if they continue with this like type of mentality. And so the gaming industry as a whole will grow, and gaming entertainment will grow, but it won't be through Twitch. It'll be through Twitch's competitors. They already take 50%, and also, I mean, I just became partner. I have the same ratio. I have the same 50-50 ratio I had as an affiliate. It didn't change. And I'm kind of wondering if I should have been partner, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, yeah. Well, so on the flip side, YouTube gaming is absolute garbage in terms of finding the streams you want to see. Navigating YouTube to find good streams is an absolute shit show. So it's not that like YouTube figured it all out. They still have problems on that other end as well. Like they don't know how to get people to their content, which is insane to me. But they don't know how. They don't know how. They could literally just borrow. Like, just copy from what Mixer had, copy from what Twitch has. Like, just you know, borrow their homework, but they just haven't done it. Why partner with Twitch? You're right. I don't know. I think it's because the status is kind of important in terms of the growth of the channel. It does affect, like, an affiliate will never show up on the front page, but they will showcase partners on the front page occasionally. A copy from Grindr. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be able to find their content really well. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of places to get it from. Can I make you take your glasses off? You can, if you're sadistic. If that's the way you know, live your life, I'm not going to stop you. All right, whatever. Whatever, man. I mean, you could have done it. You could have done it during a Reaper kill run. You could have done it during a leaderboard run. You choose a chill healing-based run. I don't know. I just can't read chat now, so I'm sorry, chat. Recommended your channel after I saw a stream of Asmongold, and then on Twitch Pass. The same. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, it means that somehow, nice. You know, somehow we broke the barrier. Thank you, Strick9. Sorry, it's hard to read without my glasses. Thank you, Strick9, for the subscription. Appreciate your support. Glasses are a healing item. Is it for the whole stream? No, it's for the current run. I probably should, like, specify that. Maybe we do like a 20-minute or a 10-minute cap. For now, I'll do the rest of the run. That's fine. Oh! We got a newbie coming in chat. Learning the hard way. Can we get some shames from the chat? Someone tried to use the name that shall not be named.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's the only way that they learn. Everybody goes through it. It's not you specifically.
Shame.
It's not you specifically.
Shame.
Everyone has to go through it.
Shame.
It's part of the process of becoming a regular viewer of the greatest Vampire Survivor stream
Shame.
in the world.
Shame. 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 Shame.
I'm really glad that we ended up... You can call me Never Nathaniel. That's fair, because it's literally the name of the channel. And it won't catch.
Shame.
It's bracer time.
Shame.
Yeah, let's go get the bracer.
Shame.
I like that the community ultimately right now has settled on no name, but there are common attributes about the community that just you learn. I think that's better. I don't love the idea of having to like say we're a thing. Like, you know, they're tossed around. Welcome to Neverland, like a doofus. I just like that we have these like inside jokes, and that makes me feel good. Some people call me Nev. Or Natty, yeah. Natty Daddy somehow became the name that stuck. Speaking of, we are getting closer to Natty Daddies with Natty Daddy. If you're unaware what a Natty Daddy is an alcoholic beverage with a higher than normal ABV. ABV is, or APV, alcohol per volume, something like that. What is the most offensive here? I think it's got to be Awake. Awake is still the most offensive because it's more revives. Boom. I don't think there's any world where we lose here. Bible is too strong. Garlic is too strong. You like beer? You just want to abuse you when you are into alcohol. We just want to abuse of you. I got it. I figured it out. The amount of sustain is great. It really is. Like, we're never gonna die. They're not even touching us. The knockback is too strong. This is the garlic Bible combo that, like, everyone... It's that... I saw a good comment on my YouTube comments. Someone said this exactly right. That is, you start the game and think that garlic and Bible are the greatest weapons in the world, and then you play long enough to realize that, and start to think that they're not good, that they're crap, and then you play long enough to realize that they're actually really good in specific situations. So it's like, everyone has this kind of like cycle with garlic and Bible. It's the best weapon, it's the worst weapon, and then it's a pretty good weapon. Absinthe is no joke. Garlic Giga Chad, yeah. Hopefully I'm not too squinty. That's the one thing I hate about when I don't wear glasses, is I typically have to squint a lot. But at least now there's no glare when I look at my lights, so it's not all bad. That's, Mr. Brightside Natty Daddy for you. Always looking on the bright side. Alright, after this run... Let's see. I think I'll have enough time. We'll jump into, I love the taste. Gosh darn, it's like saliva. Salvia. Garlic is pretty good. Mr. Brightside is my go-to karaoke song. You think so? Stars EG. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Or is it Twitch Prime? It doesn't tell me. Yeah, Prime subscription. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate that. Sorry, again, glasses and all that. You call it the Womble Garble. Jealousy. A measure of whiskey, a measure of Disaronno over ice. It'll change your life. I'm not a huge whiskey drinker. It comes back to like my previous comment about having a very long period of my life where I didn't watch much television and film. That's also related to like my general aloofness around alcohol. Turning saints into the sea. I don't understand this reference. I apologize. In Scottish, you're Scottish, so it's natural. I'm much more beer drinker, but I actually quite like girly drinks like seltzers and margaritas. Like that's also my jam. I'm not a big wine drinker at all. I don't really like wine that much, to be honest. Smoking weed is a natural thing to do in the Netherlands. I will say that, like, Lara and I have talked about... Because I've never smoked weed before. Lara and I have talked about going to a state where it's legal to recreationally use edibles. I don't think I would smoke weed. I think that I would prefer to do edibles in a controlled environment with somebody who knows appropriate dosages. Would be an experience I think I would enjoy. But no plans so far. Okay, we got our good buddy, the Drowner, coming up from beneath. We're trying to kill this crab with the strength of our Bibles. I mean, he's not hurting us. We've constantly... I love how his claws get frozen. Isn't that hilarious? He can't get frozen, but his claws get frozen. That's hilarious. You would probably recommend edibles? That's what I've heard. From all of my friends that had their first experience with marijuana, in particular, like THC, not, you know, CBD or something like that. All of them said they had a much better experience with edibles than smoking weed for the first time. Unmodified weed? I mean, I get that there are like strands of weed because it's like, it's a plant, right? But is it like that big of a difference? It's harder to measure the dose with edge. That's why I say like I'd only want to do it in a controlled environment with somebody that I trust who understands dosages. Overhyped in your opinion? That's also fair. That's also fair. And it's definitely not like on my bucket list. It's just a thing we've talked about. What I find really interesting is the recent like pivot in the medical community and psychological community regarding psychedelics. Where now like LSD, mushrooms are now being investigated again for the first time since the 70s as potential alternatives for psychological therapy. And doing that instead of taking like antidepressants. And I'm very curious if that goes anywhere or if it gets shut down like it did in the 70s. Because I definitely think it's one of those areas that's super untapped. I wonder what the Twitch policy is on that. Yeah, I would never do it on stream. I think you're never allowed to... I think you can drink on stream if you're, like, of the appropriate age. Because people do, like, drunk streams and stuff like that. And I hope so. I'm planning to do a Natty Daddies with Natty Daddies, so I assume that means that it's above board. Let me shift my chair a little bit. But, I don't know what the stance is. Like, are people vaping on stream and stuff? And when I say vaping, I mean specifically, are they inhaling, not the vape, are they inhaling pot on stream? Some of it is smoked like 50% of the time. I watch a streamer who smokes a bong on stream every day. Okay. If you're in a state where it's legal, it's legal. I'm gonna be honest though, my first time having edibles, very unlikely to want to stream. I think that streaming will be the farthest thing from my mind if I go take edibles. Tobacco water pipe. Try LSD. It's God. You know, let's work up to it, guys. Let's say that we have a goal to try edibles and then table LSD for another time. Smoking weed is on screen as long as it's legal to do so in your state. Okay. Alcohol is the gateway drug. 100% agree. Alcohol, like, the weirdest thing about alcohol is just how to say this. Alcohol in moderation is not terribly dangerous, although it is fairly unhealthy. However, in contrast to many other things, it's on the same level. Like pot. Not dangerous. In fact, less dangerous than alcohol, even in larger amounts. Psychedelics. Theoretically, and this is a case by case. So psychedelics are in their own category because it can trigger, you know, psychosis. It can trigger schizophrenia in people that don't actually have it yet. So there are like other kinds of side effects, but in general, psychedelics have much less of a likelihood of you doing something, you know, insane like you would on alcohol. So I kind of agree with that statement. Thank you, Mako Troid. And I say this again from a position of ignorance because I know nothing. Also, we are cruising. Does this insta-kill or does this... Oh, interesting. The waters of life do not instantly burn through Laurel. We learned something. Can you actually... You cannot freeze the Reaper. You cannot freeze the Drowner. We learned two things. We learned one, you are unable to freeze the Drowner, and two, that the waters of life cannot break through the Laurel. This was a very chill run. I mean, defensive runs are typically this way anyway. Damn, like... Okay, we're gonna do an experiment. Are you guys ready? We're gonna see if the waters of life are permanent. Let's see how deep we can go. We're gonna go deep into the waters of life to see if we can ever come out the other side. How deep in the waters of life can we go? So this is my take on alcohol for minors. So keep in mind, I lived in Germany for 6.5 years. So this has dramatically impacted my view on drinking below the age of 21. My experience talking with Germans, and I think there may be even some Germans in chat right now, although if it is, like, why aren't you in bed? It's like stupid o'clock at night. But anyway, my experience having lived around Germans is Germans know how to drink moderately much better than Americans at large. And I think a lot of it has to do with, in Germany, you can give your kids alcohol even before the legal age, as long as it's in your house with a guardian or adult, right? So like, oftentimes Germans will have their kids even try a little bit of beer, a little bit of wine, for like Christmas or New Year's, right? And it's not a huge deal. And then obviously, like in America, it's like, you don't drink ever, and then all of a sudden you like know nothing about alcohol, and your first experience drinking alcohol is getting like dead drunk and passing out, right? And that's super unhealthy for me. Right? Like, that to me is way more unhealthy than the tiny little bit that, you know, a German 12-year-old would drink for New Year's Eve, but that helps them to kind of like get acclimated and start to develop the you know, mental capacity to stop drinking when they want to stop drinking. Do I speak German? Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Nicht so gut. Aber meine Frau, sie kann Sehr gute Deutsch sprechen.